Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I am having a talk with the cat. A little bit of universe too. Anyway, so listen, we really need to talk, and here's the talk. People need to understand that their decisions make a difference in other people's lives, whether they know them or they don't know them. And we need to be happy for each other, help each other through, find a way to make the day brighter for the new. This is the time for us to figure out how to overcome all of our doubts. This is the time for us to be focusing on doing good things in life and being part of a new foundation, shifting the dynamics of the foundations that are going. I'm so proud of so many of you for standing up for your causes. Let me put this out here. You don't need me to say that, and I know that. But I'm just saying thank you to those of you who stand up for stuff. For those of you who stand up for the people who don't have a voice. For those people who are too young. For those people who are not here anymore. For those people who wouldn't be heard if it weren't for the groups of people out here getting together and saying, hey, we need to shift this, change this. People are getting hurt with it like this. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. And so many other people do too. Every day we decide to wake up and do good in life, the world is going to become a better place. And the more we share the good things that we're doing, the more people are going to want to start doing good things. I want you guys, please, to start protecting yourselves in ways of doing things that are good for you, good for other people. Think about other people when you're making your decisions. A lot of the reasons why so many of you out here are having struggles is because you're afraid to say something. Many of you will stand up for other people, but you don't stand up for yourself. You'll work harder for somebody else than you will for yourself because you feel like you're always going to be there for yourself, so you can be whatever you want. But somehow it always works out that way. It doesn't always work out that way until you realize, hey, wait a minute. I'm giving all my power away. It's okay to work for other people, but don't forget to work for yourself too. And you have to take time out for yourself. You have to shift your environment. You have to think about yourself. Because if you're unhappy, it doesn't matter what's going on with anybody else. You're probably part of the problem if you're unhappy too. So you need to shift your dispositions, whether that means take time to clear your energy that is by yourself or with family. You always need to take time for yourself. Always. 422. So many people out here are and I can do this and don't tell me how to do this. And it's like people are shoving me away because I'm not accepting you for you, but you're not willing to accept me for me. And then there's those that they accept me for who I am and I accept you for who you are. I truly believe that people need to realize that there is no ring out here for us to get. We are the ring. And you need to accept. Hold on. I do not like these earphones. I'm going through headsets right now. So bear with me. The other ones, they wouldn't stay in my ear. And these, I don't know. I know why they were on sale now. I am learning how to do this. I am not going to act like I am professional. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just started wearing braids a couple years ago. But I'm learning. I just learned in 22 that I can rightfully oh, you. Give me just a second. I'm using this as a mirror. It works. It works. Listen, it works. It works. I'm trying to get away from the microphone so it doesn't fucking bother us anyway. Listen, after all that, I know that a lot of you don't like what I have to say. And I understand that answering the call to God, that comes with it. But what I need you to understand is that you have to work together with people and get along. And you don't have a choice. And you can make it a good thing or you can make it a bad thing. But there's a lot of destruction going on around. And the reason that the destruction is happening is because God's tired of everybody fighting. So if you're too busy trying to save your own fucking ass, save your own life, or pick up your shit because everything got fucked up and you're having to ask for assistance, you're going to start changing your perception. You're going to start shifting your reality, and you're going to start accepting that being mean isn't a real thing. Like, for a bunch of motherfuckers out here that talk about how God is so loving, so many of you do not act in that way. You bring God up into my life, into my face. Oh, I can do this and I can do that. Okay, well, if God is so godly and so perfect and so divine, why do you feel so comfortable spitting in God's face? Lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, and blocking blessings. Why? Because that's not divine. None of those activities are. Hurting somebody's feelings, thinking about yourself only, denying people their dreams, making people work harder for things than is necessary. Those are not things that God would be doing. God doesn't behave that way. That is your free will, choosing to do things with the powers that God gave you. He's not telling you they're right or they're wrong, because they're neither right or wrong. But there is a consequence to every action. And you may or may not know it ahead of time. And it may or may not be a good thing. And that's the thing when it comes to free will. You have to ask God for assistance. You have to ask for them to be present. They're not going to come in and shift your shit. So for those of you who do those spells where you fuck with people's free will, you notice that your shit is backfiring. You notice that your worlds are starting to fall apart and you don't understand why. It's because at some point in time, fucking with people's free will was so exciting for you. You can't do that, dude. Like, as long as I've known about magic, the one thing that I learned, and I promise you, I opened up Cunningham's herbal something. It was a green book. And in it shows you all kinds of things. If you want to learn about herbology, get Cunningham books. They, like, for miles. You can, like, for miles, dude. Anyway, that's how, back in 99, back in 1999, those were the books that I was reading. And there's actually somebody in Tennessee that can vouch for that because they have some of the books still. Anyway, we can't control everybody. I don't understand how people want to control people. I've never understood that. My thing is, as long as you're happy, cool. No, I don't agree with the drugs. I don't agree with the violence. I don't agree with the drinking. Now, with the drinking, handled correctly, but it's never handled correctly. And it puts people in positions and thought patterns that aren't true to themselves. And even though it may not cause something violent to happen in people's lives, I believe without it, people's lives could be better. Imagine how much money you would be saving. You're like, well, I'd be spending it on something else. But that something else could have given you more time with your kids. Could have given you longer vacations. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but there's a lot of kids that are out here dying because adults aren't willing to take responsibility for making bad decisions and needing to shift those dispositions. It's not the kids' fault. It's the grown-ass adults, including myself. And that's why I get on here all the time. You can get mad at me all you want to, but I don't want my kids. I don't want my daughter. More importantly, I love my boys, but I don't want my daughter to be having to sit here talking to her kids like this. Period. I don't want my boys to have to feel like they need to turn out like their dad. I want them to know that they can be better than that. I want the same for your kids. Somebody's really talking an earful. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with people thinking that it's okay to keep leading these kids down the wrong way. Because it's not. It's not. It's not okay. What was done to me was wrong. I don't want it to happen to other people. And people can come up with all the excuses they want to say, big boy. I know I'm not the only one that this has been done to, and it has to be stopped. I also know that there's a lot of people out here that are missing gifts because of other people, and that has to stop. When you figure out that no matter what you do, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you have, God did not put all the power in just one person. No one human could handle a third of what God goes through every day. None of us are built that way. And that's why He makes sure that in some way people have to count on other people. Whether it's through utilities, food, other resources. There is a form of connection always with each other. People need to understand and accept that. There's no one person out here that is better than the other. There's something huge coming in 1735, 37. And it could benefit everybody. All you need to do is become a better somebody. Accept yourself. We've all got a history that we're not proud of. But we wouldn't be who we are today without it. None of us. 1805. Listen. A lot of you are about to be dealing with a lot of child cases. Child custody cases. Why don't you all grow up and not do those cases? Because those children need both of their parents, and they need structure, and they need wildness, and they need to feel safe, loved, and honored. Coexisting means within the family as well. Having the space together and the individualism and then the family presence. It's all supposed to be working together, not against each other. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has an issue, or two or three, and those issues have issues. And that's okay. That's okay. We are breaking chains right now. And those chains happen to be the bad decisions that our parents made and their parents made. Or we can look at it as learning experiences that they made to teach us that wasn't the right way. Too many people are losing their lives making those same decisions. So, please, it's not that I don't love you or I want bad things for you. In fact, I'm on here trying to get you to make decisions so that you can live longer. Your life will become grander. And you will feel good enough to be loved by yourself.